Hey, it's Rick and Patty from the KORD Morning Show. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it.
And, of course, you can always catch us anywhere and everywhere with our KORD mobile app. It's free for you in the App Store as well in Google Play.
Thomas Rhett and T-shirt number 1 for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD. And I know everybody's getting ready for the weekend. Saturday, it is the party in Pendleton. And, of course, Thomas Rhett's going to be there. Everybody's
better be singing that one.
Oh, everybody's excited. It's going to be fantastic for you. Happy Monday. Welcome to it. 64 degrees, sunshine, 610. You got Rick, you got Patty. And, of course, Patty's super excited for the Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest. Now, if you're going to miss out on the Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest, guess what?
Kenny Chesney.
This weekend right there. That's right.
Same date.
That's right. Zach Brown Band, Kenny Chesney. And 7:20 this morning will give you your first chance at those tickets at 7:20. So we're going to get the day started. Yeah, grab a cup of coffee, dig in. Going to work on some Facebook fun, another edition of Other People's Problems. And, of course, the number one reason you're listening this morning is Kenny Chesney tickets. So there you go. There you go.
I've never seen Kenny Chesney in concert.
Oh, it's always... So many years ago, I've seen Kenny multiple times. But it was so funny is if you go see Kenny Chesney, it's a party, basically. So you start partying way
before, yeah.
Right
I've heard people tailgate.
Yeah, it's a massive tailgating party, and it's right there in the stadium parking lot. So people, it's almost like going to a football game or something with Kenny Chesney.
It's an event, I hear.
Yeah, everything's different. Yeah, so normal concerts, show up concert, go in, da-da-da. No. They start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they've got filled up pools of water, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, and sure, the barbecue is on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Barbecue and an adult beverage every now and then.
Absolutely. So if you're going to be going to Kenny Chesney, of course, you'll be tailgating, and your chance to win those tickets coming up this morning, 7:20 on the way. Rick and Patty, KORD.
Starting your day the right way with the KORD Morning Show, number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
Tyler Hubbard back then right now, 622. It's number 1 for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD, your morning commute. You got Rick, you got Patty. Always good to be with you. Right now, 65 degrees, sunshine, near record high today. 106 is going to be the high. Tomorrow, 110. Low tonight, 63 and clear skies. Winds light and variable. And again, Kennewick irrigation going on. Is it the 8th? It started yesterday.
It is the 8th.
It is a drought. And amazingly, if you go to the KID Facebook page, oh my gosh, the comments are just, I was trying to go through those last night because you know me, I always talk about the irrigation. And they said, basically, if you don't follow the schedule, they'll just shut the water off in like September. Normally it goes till October.
Yeah.
But if you use up the water, you know, and
there's always somebody who does.
There is, absolutely.
Who runs it 24/7.
So the nice
thing,
you
can't.
The nice thing is if you have a drip line or whatever, that's unaffected. You can use your drip line all day long. I thought about get and hose. Hose is fine too. So I thought, man, we have a drip line for Megan's flowers.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, how can I make this work for the yard? Anyway, just letting you know that the KID drought and that watering schedule is out there for you. All right, Facebook fun to get your day started. Here you go. What smells remind you of your childhood?
I don't like it, but mothballs remind me of my great aunt. And it reminds me of for whatever it was. Remember, people had plastic on their furniture?
They did.
And even on their lampshades?
They did, yes. Absolutely.
That's what I think of.
I think about... for some reason in our day, everybody smoked inside.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so everybody had an ashtray. Ashtrays were always in, a couple ashtrays on the coffee table, and people smoked inside. And so just that reminds me of childhood, you know.
And then every now and then too, and for whatever reason, my grandmother always wore Chanel No. 5. So that's what I think of when I smell Chanel No. 5. I'm like, my grandma.
There is a perfume that Megan gets that I got her for her birthday and for Christmas. The same thing, her grandmother. I don't know what the name of it was, but she does have a little bottle of it. It's not cheap, I'll tell you that. But she's got a little bottle of it that I bought for So it was like $70 for just a little ounce of it. But like you said, speaking of childhood smells, her grandmother reminds me of her grandmother. What other smells were there? My goodness. Well, my stepbrother smoking pot in the basement.
Oh no!
You know, Megan, like, you don't know what pot smells like. Of course I do. You know, because you could smell it coming out of the basement as a kid, right? I was like, they're down there smoking. You just knew. I was in 5th grade.
Oh my gosh!
But I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I actually bought bubble gum over the weekend because I haven't had bubble gum in I don't know how many years. But as a child, my dad would take us down to the gas station, and for, I think it was like 25, 50 cents, you could get a big box of Bazooka. Yeah. Remember Bazooka Joe or Bazooka bubble gum?
Absolutely.
And I remember, don't swallow that.
And a little car. Oh yeah, it'll be stuck in there forever. Remember when they would tell you that as a kid? Yes. Stuck in there forever. So we're gonna have fun. This is our Facebook fun for you. What smells remind you of childhood? I'm sure there's gonna be some good ones. Add to our list. We're gonna share some of these comments on the way. You got Rick and Patty, KORD.
The Cord Morning Show with Rick and Patty. Back with more next on number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
Right, number 1 for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD. You got Rick, you got Patty. Good morning. 65 degrees, 6:37. Time for some Nashville news.
All right. Morgan Wallen behind the largest country concert ever held in the United Kingdom. He performed on July 4th at BST's Hyde Park in London. That event attracted 50,000 fans. And guess who was in that crowd? Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. Also Patrick and Brittany Mahomes. It was Morgan's debut headlining show at the venue. And of course, cats or dogs? We had to ask.
I'm not a cat guy by any means. I like my cat, but I would, if I had to pick one, I'm gonna pick a dog. Sorry, Oscar.
I know.
But I do like having a cat. It's nice, and it's a lot. It's a lot less work, and he's a friendly cat too. He's not one of those cats where you're scared to walk around with it, or because I have been around those kind of cats before as well. So he's a good one. So I'm a fan of cats, but I'm not going to say I like cats better than dogs, because I don't.
Okay, well he went on and on about Oscar. I didn't hear anything about his dog. I don't know. Meanwhile, Lainey Wilson tells the Guardian newspaper she wants her music to show people that they're not alone. She says a lot of people have shared their stories with me on why they love my songs and why it means something different to them. And that's what country music's about. It's about making people feel like they're not alone. And I've known from a very early age that I was supposed to be doing this. She says it feels really nice just to be embraced. And finally, Megan Moroney is releasing her sophomore album. It is a 14-track project. It's called Am I OK? That will be dropping July 12th. She broke the news to fans on Thursday, about a year since the release of her debut album, Lucky, featuring her new single, Indifferent. And also, she makes her big screen debut this month. It's her new song, Never Left Me, featured on the upcoming Twisters movie, starring Glenn Powell. She is just one of several artists who will be a part of that soundtrack. Others include Luke Combs, Jelly Roll, Miranda Lambert, and Lainey Wilson. Twisters arrives in theaters on July 19th. Those are your trending headlines.
You're listening to Rick and Patty in the morning on number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
Crazy number 1 for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD at 6:50. Sunshine for you right now. Tri-Cities 65 degrees. You got Rick, you got Patty. Today's high near 106. Tomorrow 110. Record highs. And of course, just make sure there's an excessive heat warning in effect right now for you. Now, I have put Luke Combs on my bucket list. Now, I'm not allowed to say anything until after 8 o'clock this morning, but just remind me a little bit after 8 o'clock to talk about Luke Combs. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm allowed to say right now.
I've heard some things.
I've heard some things, too, and so I'm not allowed to say anything until after 8 o'clock this morning. So in about an hour and 10 minutes, just remind me, tap me on the shoulder, Patty, and go, hey, Rick, something about
Don't
Luke
forget,
Combs.
Rick. Don't forget, Rick.
Something about Luke Combs. So, but we're super excited because a couple great shows that are coming this weekend. Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest. Super excited about that. Thomas Rhett. And then on a Saturday as well, Kenny Chesney. Zach Brown Band in Seattle. So we'll give you a chance to win some of those tickets on the way. Coming up in just a little bit. Our first set for Kenny Chesney will happen here this morning at 7:20. Anywhere, everywhere. Of course, make sure you download the KORD mobile app. They call it FOMO. If you're ever curious, people are like, what's FOMO? Fear of missing out is the new term, and it's FOMO. You don't want to miss out there. And again, we have a lot of great articles you can read on our KORD mobile app as well. We keep you up to date on as much as possible on a bunch of local stuff. Californians moving to Washington, why they're in for a rude awakening when they come to Washington. Got that for you. And
Look at that guy. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I know. And then over the weekend, you posted a couple things. Look like Pasco police been working hard overtime, right?
Yeah, but I want to talk about the longest road in the world.
Tell me about that.
Actually travels through Washington and Oregon. One guy says, no, it don't. No, it doesn't.
There's always somebody.
Yeah, but it does. But it does.
It does. I saw the map. I saw it coming up all the way through Mexico, all the way through South America, all the way up.
Whichever map you look at.
Yeah, it comes through. It does. It's so funny.
No, it doesn't.
I love internet trolls because I did an article about a mountain or a couple of mountains here in Washington. Well, there was no picture of this mountain. So I just put in a stock.
Any mountain, right?
Well, I thought this looks like a Washington mountain. Sure enough, someone goes, that's not the mountain. That's not what it looks like. I'm like, well.
And you're like, but did you read the article?
You didn't read the article.
Did you read the article?
Exactly. And I even say in the article, hey, couldn't find a photo of this mountain, but this is this mountain, right? Anyway, it made me laugh when you talk about, it's not the longest road. Ain't no it. So go read all those great articles. Doesn't cost you anything, and you're going to enjoy going down the rabbit hole on the KORD mobile app. So many great articles. And, of course, chances to win tickets. That's what you really want.
Perfect.
Get more details. FOMO, missing out. Don't miss out. Download the KORD mobile app. You got Rick and Patty.
We love to hear from you, and it's easier than ever to reach out. Just open up the Cord mobile app and send us an app chat message, or you can contact us the old-fashioned way at 509-547-KORD. Number one for New Country, 1027 KORD.
Brian Martin, We Ride, number one for New Country, 1027 KORD. Rick and Patty with you. Good morning. Right now, 70 degrees, sunshine for you, 708. Another warm one for us, Tri-Cities. And coming up, 720, your chance to grab some Kenny Chesney tickets for Seattle this weekend.
I love it.
Give you a chance at that coming up in a bit. All right, Matt's got a situation. What's going on, Matt? Other people's problems. What's going on with Matt here?
Rick and Patty, I have been dating my girlfriend for a month, and last Saturday was the first time I saw her without makeup. I was kind of shocked because she looks totally different without it. If I'm being honest with myself, I'm not at all attracted to her when she goes en naturel. In my opinion, she looks much better with makeup on. That's the woman I'm attracted to. Am I shallow for thinking this? How do I tell her that she looks better with makeup than without it? I want to do this without offending her and being a jerk. Is this even possible? Matt and Pasco.
I think that's you are attracted to who you're attracted to. There's no doubt about it. And so, I mean, what?
Why don't you recommend the permanent makeup?
I'm just saying.
What is this a joke?
Well, I'm just saying. Where
do you find this?
Oh, these stories are
I know. I know it is.
There are people. Yes, I mean, when I first saw this in the app, I thought, is this shallow? How? But there are some people that do look better with makeup on than off. I will admit that. I mean, I don't. I'm not married to her or anything, but
I've had people when I don't have makeup on. I've actually had a person ask me, "Are you under the weather? You don't look well," and I'm like, "Really?" Because I don't have makeup on. Yeah. I mean, they didn't say that, but I'm guessing that's what it was.
I think about things all the time. I know because I think a lot, but angles. So when you look at a photograph, right? There are bad photographic angles. And then there are good photographic angles.
Yes.
Absolutely. No matter which way we turn, left, right, up, down, we all look different at any moment. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense to you, Patty. I mean, even in photographs.
What are you getting at here?
I'm just saying that you facially, you change. I mean, you just change you're changing all the time. So it's like, have you ever not looked at Jeff and went, ugh?
Well,
I'm just saying.
I mean, no.
So you mean to since you fell in love with Jeff?
Of course, there are times when I find him unattractive.
Right.
Like when yes, but I would never.
Before I take a shower, before I shave, before I do my hair, I look fugly. I'm like, man, you look like trash. So I look in the mirror and go, man, you are ugly.
But there are ways to say, hey, you know what? You'll feel better if you take a shower.
Yeah. I mean, I see what Matt is saying. So to me, I'm like, okay, Matt.
You're gonna have to get over this one. I don't.
Or get out of a relationship.
Yeah, you better find somebody who's got makeup on all the time. Then I do think you're kind of shallow here, Matt.
I do believe, but I also believe that he's not necessarily wrong. He's not wrong. And you can't, if you're not attracted to her, then you can't go your whole life with her because it's not going to get better for you. I guess that's what I'm, Yeah, I think it's very shallow, but I also know, like, hey, have you ever not gone on a couple first dates and went, I'm not attracted to that person? I have. When I was single, there's a 5-year span.
Oh, I mean, I know. Yes, I would. First off, I would never date anybody that I'm not, that I don't find, I guess, attractive.
But anybody who's ever gone on a first date, second date, and they might be a nice person. You don't know.
No,
I mean, I will be the first to raise my hand and say, I've gone on a lot of first dates, and and went, this is not. No, I mean, there's a lot of reasons.
This one's wild, though.
It is. It's
put your clown makeup on.
But you didn't see her. I mean, again, people people do look different. I get it, man. I get it, Matt. I hear what you're saying. I'm saying you got to bail on the relationship. It's shallow.
I agree with you.
I think you're shallow. I think if you're honestly not attracted to that person, if you're not going to be attracted to them without their makeup. Then,
well, you could try getting her a certificate for.
Oh man, you're asking for it. I would never. Oh yeah, I don't know. It's
Get
like
her a certificate to Ulta or something. Is that wrong?
Yeah, it's kind of like handing someone a bar of soap. I mean, it's one of
really.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Like, what are you trying to say? Exactly. I love you, but
I don't know.
But
permanent
blank,
makeup is kind of a thing. I mean, I take it.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's odd. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get shot. I just think it's odd. Permanent lipstick or permanent eye.
Well, I want to get my eyebrows done.
That's so weird.
I do.
Weird. I think that's weird. I think it's weird.
Well, okay.
I mean, it's for everybody. To each their own. But it's like, really, you're gonna get like your eyeshadow done at 20 years old, and at 80 it's still the same color.
Boy, she's got that permanent blue eyeliner.
I know.
It never goes away.
It's just weird to me. So, Matt, we'll do our best to solve it for you. We do think you're being a little shallow today, buddy. We'll see what everybody else. We're going to toss this out to the KORD listener. 547 KORD app chat us. What would you do in this situation? Is he being shallow? Is he just being wrong on this? We want to know. Chime in. Share your comments coming up. You got Rick and Patty.
You're waking up with the Cord Morning Show. #1 for New Country. 1027 KORD.
Lynch this weekend going to be there at the Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest. I know you're super excited about that.
How can you not be?
I know it's going to be a great time, but that is not what this time is all about right now. 724, sunshine for you, 70 degrees. It is time for Kenny Chesney this weekend in Seattle, right, Patty?
I'm at kennychesney.com right now. Sun Goes Down 2024 tour. Oh my gosh, take her home. Look at it all.
The list is massive, and it's an amazing Zac Brown band's out on the tour with Kenny Chesney. And again, it's if you've never been to a Kenny show, man, you are missing out. This is going to be a fun time had by everybody. And we are looking for caller number
5 right now.
All right, 547 KORD, 547 KORD. Caller number 5. You're going to Kenny Chesney this weekend. Good luck from 1027 KORD.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show. #1 for New Country. 1027 KORD.
3 degrees for it. Going to be a warm one, Tri-Cities. Heat advisory in effect. Be aware of that. It's going to be some of the hottest temperatures. Might be even some record-setting temperatures over the next couple days. All the way, I believe, till Sunday we were talking off microphone, right, Pat?
Yeah, not this Sunday. We're talking next Sunday.
Yes. Wow, I was thinking this Sunday that's coming up around the corner. Wow, okay. So we were talking 2 weeks away.
Yes.
It's going to be a warm one. Well, the 4th of July holiday weekend has passed, and Megan and I went to a pool party on Saturday. Oh,
you did?
We did.
Okay.
And she goes to a CrossFit gym. I want to say it's 12 Stones. 12 Stones, I believe. 12. It's not. I was going to make a joke. It's not 12 steps, because then I thought, no, wait a minute, that's the alcohol program. So it's 12 Stones. Anyway, good folks there. And we went to a pool party, and it was awesome. And taking a dip on a hot day like it was on Saturday was a lot of fun. But it got me thinking, because they had chicken, they had potato salad, everybody brought a little potluck dish.
That's how you handle a barbecue.
Yeah,
everybody brings something to share.
It was great. The food was fantastic.
Oh, great.
It was.
Okay.
But it did get me thinking.
About what?
What's the weirdest dish you've ever seen at a holiday cookout? because I know that the good old church potluck sometimes, I've been to a lot of church potlucks in my time.
Every now and then there's something
You're like,
who brought that?
What is this? And my wife is great because she tries to forewarn me on stuff. She's like, that's not what you think it is. Because I'll come up on a dish and I'm like, oh, that looks like whatever it is. That looks good. And she's like, those are raisins, not chocolate, whatever it is. She's like, she always tries
to fall for it.
She always, tries to head me off. Yeah, tries to head me off the path. She's like, there was a vinaigrette type
salad dressing?
Salad. Yeah, and so I don't dislike it, but I'm not a big fan. Yeah. And she's like, she goes, yeah, there's vinegar in this. And so she headed me off at the pass. And so I instead of taking a big old slop and scoop of it, I take a little scoop of it. Yeah, you're not like, oh my gosh. So weirdest dish you've ever encountered that you can think of off the top of your head there, Patty?
I can't, but just that you brought the pig's feet.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
A barbecue at pickled pig's feet? Oh, gross.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I'm just saying. You asked.
No.
That's the only thing that came to my mind.
It
wasn't at my barbecue.
I get that, but when you do when you do pool parties, it's got to be fun food. I mean, really, honestly, it can't. Yeah, I know. Someone's like, I got these pickled pig feet down in the basement. Let's bring those things up.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh! All right, so that's like something my great grandmother would.
I know.
Bring or something.
That's the only thing that came to my mind.
So we're going to have some fun with you. Weirdest dish you've ever seen at a holiday cookout. Take some calls, 547-KORD. App chat us if you've encountered this. Going to share some of your calls on the way. You got Rick and Patty.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show, #1 for New Country, 1027 KORD.
To win those tickets coming up for you. So tomorrow morning, don't miss out on that. You got Rick and Patty.
Is that the encore? Has to be.
I have no idea. I have not taken, I love to cheat and take a look at the set list. I have not taken a look at the Kenny Chesney set list. I know that's going to be in there. There's no doubt about it. I don't know what the encore is going to be.
Every song has to be a hit.
Every song. Kenny Chesney, every song is a hit. Yeah,
I know.
From start to finish.
And then even his new, here's a new one. It's already a hit.
Yeah, we're already playing it.
Yes.
Yeah, Take Her Home. It's the new song we're playing. So that's already going to be a smash for Kenny Chesney. 7:20 tomorrow morning, your chance to win tickets for that. Well, another holiday weekend has passed, and Megan and I went to a little pool party on Saturday. It was a lot of fun. And
Did you hop in the pool? Did you do a cannonball?
Yeah, I didn't. I'm not a cannonball kind of guy, but I did go swimming. I did get in the pool and all that. It's hot.
I know.
We got a heat advisory in effect. So it's like, you're roasting. You might as well get out there. And the pool was 85 degrees.
I know.
Which was funny because you're like, but compared to what,
I was at the dog park with DJ filling up the pool for the dogs.
So, but taking your calls, what's the weirdest dish you've ever had at a holiday cookout? And Audra, tell us, what did you have?
Pig's head. Yes, they put a whole pig on the barbecue and smoked it, cooked it on the barbecue, and I tell you what, when you weren't ready for it and they opened that barbecue and you saw a pig's head staring back at you, it was a little weird. Yes, I did, and it was actually really good. The meat around the eyeballs was the best, tender, flavorful meat.
Thank you, Audra, on that. The pig. They call it a pig roast. The pig roast.
It's called a pig roast. I worked at a radio station, and we had,
I've never been.
Well.
Yeah, I've never been to a pig roast. I mean, I like bacon. I mean, that bacon, you can put bacon on anything for me, But, eyeballs.
I don't know what to say about that.
547-KORD. More of your calls on the way. Weirdest dish you've ever had at a pool party or at a barbecue or at church potluck. Taking your calls on the way. More of them up. It's Rick and Patty. KORD.
The Cord Morning Show with Rick and Patty. Back with more next on #1 for New Country, 1027 KORD.
Excited about that. Tickets go on sale this Friday, just to get you a fair warning about that. And, of course, KORD will also have your free tickets. All right, weirdest dish you've ever seen at a holiday cookout. Audrey said a pig's head, and you've been to a couple of pig roasts. So
I have. Yes,
I've never been to a pig roast ever. We just had a little barbecue last week. Was it Wednesday? We had a little barbecue.
We did.
Yeah, it was pretty good. We had like sliders, so
it was delightful.
It was really good. Taking calls 547 KORD. And what's the weirdest thing you've seen at a holiday cookout? What do you got?
Broccoli pudding.
What?
It had broccoli chunks in the pudding. Like, it looked disgusting.
Come on.
Gross.
I would not touch it.
Yeah.
There's no way. But it was pudding with broccoli chunks in it.
Oh, my gosh. All right. So broccoli.
No.
What grandma went off course on that? I just want to know. 547 KORD. Weirdest holiday cookout dish you've seen. What do you got?
Oh, my gosh. This is going to make me mad. I can't think of it. But my aunt thinks everybody loves this salad.
Okay.
But, like, she's the only one who likes it, okay? It, like, it's supposed to be the salad that's healthy for you, but it's, like, disgusting. It has, like, coleslaw in it, and then, like, it has, what is it? It has, like, different sorts of fruits in it, and then it has, like, blue cheese chunks, and it's just, like, nobody eats it. Like, but she continues to still bring it.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Are people secretly dumping the dish once they... Because the funny thing is, when you're at a cookout, you want to be polite, right? And you roll up to the table, and you get, you sample everything, right? But if there's something you don't like, you just toss it. You toss it with your dish. You're like, okay, hopefully no one will notice that I didn't eat this, and you just toss it, right? Have you ever done that? I have.
If there's something that's questionable, no, I pass.
Really?
I move past it.
Well,
I'm not eating coleslaw gelatin dish.
Well, but sometimes they fool you. Like, oh, this looks good, and then you're like, what they put in this? Absolutely not going to eat that. So weirdest side dishes you've seen at the holiday cookout. Taking your calls, loving the calls. Keep them coming. You got Rick and Patty.
Listening to Rick and Patty in the morning on number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
25, number one for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD. You got Rick, you got Patty, already 75 degrees for you. Woo! It's going to be a hot one in the TC today, no doubt about it. And today's high near 106. Low tonight, 62. Tomorrow, 109. Looks like we got a excessive heat warning in effect, too.
Please don't take your pets.
Nope.
Leave them at home.
Pavement's going to be hot. I mean, when you're
get up extra early and take them out extra late.
Yep, absolutely. My poor border collie, man, he is so upset, but he'll stroke. He will keep going after that ball. He doesn't care. And then he's like,
DJ just he'll just fall down.
Right
in the grass.
Well, we don't want to see that. All right, so other people's problems. Going to tie this one off with Matt and Pascal before we jump into 102 in a row. What is going on with Matt?
So he says, Rick and Patty, I've been dating my girlfriend for a month, and last Saturday was the first time I saw her without makeup. I'll be honest, I was shocked. She looks totally different without it. If I'm being honest with myself, I'm not at all attracted to her when she doesn't have it on. In my opinion, she looks much better with makeup. That's the woman I'm attracted to. Am I shallow for thinking this? How do I tell her that she looks better with makeup than without it? And I want to do this without offending her and being a jerk. Is that even possible? Matt and Pascal.
Well, you guys jumped on this topic, and what are people saying that Matt should be doing in the situation?
Well, Michelle, she doesn't deserve someone that's so superficial. You think it's bad. Now, wait till she's 24 hours into labor or homesick with the flu. You really need to grow up. People aren't pages out of the magazine. That's from Michelle.
Eric says, welcome to the world of fakes and fashion. Women are making themselves into these things via paint, plaster, plastic attachments. They're told the only beauty they have is that they do this. Sadly, the transformative process completely alters what they really look like. Does this make you shallow for what you're going through? Absolutely not. What can be a hindrance to you is if it's the only thing you find of interest is her looks. And that's from Eric.
Mary says, this is why women should stop wearing 8 gallons of makeup. You don't look the same.
I love it. Michelle says she doesn't deserve someone that's so superficial. You think it's bad now. Not wait until she's 24 hours out into labor or homesick with the flu. You really need to grow up. People aren't pages out of a magazine. That's from Michelle.
If you're not attracted, then you're not attracted. That's the case. Get out now while it's early. That's from Bobby Joe.
Jen says you're a POS. No other way to put it. Wow. All right.
Carol says, I don't ever wear makeup. What you see is what you get. Makeup doesn't make the woman. Love isn't skin deep. Her appearance is not everything.
Yeah, did you read Javette already? Everyone is getting torqued. Watch some of those TikToks where women don't look a thing like they do before they put themselves all made up. Kind of sad, but at least this guy didn't hitch himself to someone he's not attracted to. Tells you where we are in this world. You might even say he was catfished, and that's from Yvette. Yeah, it's one of those things. Yes, on one hand, yeah, it's Matt. I can see what you're saying. I do think to some extent it's being a little shallow. But if you're not attracted to her without the makeup, well, then you need to go find somebody else because that's just not going to work out no matter what. And save her the time. But don't get me started on TikToks and the fashion and we were talking about permanent.
Well, yes. Sometimes you have permanent. Listen, I want to get my eyebrows done. I want to do. It's like a tattoo thing or whatever. My husband's like, you don't need that.
So here you go. You might as well just shave the eyebrows off and put a Sharpie marker on it. I don't get it. I do not understand. Nose jobs and lip jobs, and the list goes on and on.
Gosh,
I understand that some people think they need those things, those augmentations, to feel better about their,
Some people do feel better with, having things augmented.
I have a friend. She's the sweetest person, and
having some work done.
She got a boob job, and I remember
there's nothing wrong with that.
I remember going on a first date with her before the boob job, pre-boob job, and she was talking about the fact that she has a roommate that likes her but doesn't like her chest, And I said, so you're going to augment your chest to make
make the roommate happy?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, did they ever end up together? Of course they didn't. They didn't. She made that change for the roommate. And guess what never happened? Now she met a real nice guy named Steve. They're married, and she's a wonderful human. Her name's Carrie, and she's a great friend. But it's like she just felt like she had to make this change to satisfy this one guy that all he cared about was the superficial. No, these things happen to people all the time. Don't change yourself because
for somebody else.
She did. She did, and luckily she's happily married. Great guy.
Yeah.
And but again, you see this all the time.
I don't know. I once went and had lip fillers.
Yeah.
I have no lips, and I went and did. I'll never do that again.
I know you.
I've done all kinds of things.
I know you alls are into poking and prod, and I'm not into it, man. I'm like beauty. What do they say? Beauty is only skin
deep.
Absolutely. And for me, the best compliment I think I've ever gotten about my wife, and it's happened multiple times, is when I'm with someone and I'm talking, and they see my wife across the room, and they go, "Man, your wife has a great smile." And I've had that happen to me more times.
That's great. That's awesome.
And I'm like, that's my wife.
You're like,
No, that's my wife. And that's, to me, that's what I love when they say, "Oh man, your wife lights up a room."
And she does.
She has a great smile. She does. And she doesn't wear that. To each their own, but she doesn't wear a lot of makeup. But again, that to me is the best compliment at being her husband, is when someone says, "Oh man, your wife," and this is from guys. Guys, "Oh man, your wife lights up the room," or "She's got a great smile." I'm like, to me, those are the best compliments. So, Matt, I don't know, a lot of comments in this. You got to dig through this and see what you're going to do. Are you being shallow? Yeah, you are a little bit. You better go find somebody that lines up more with what you want and just save this girl the poor grief. 547 KORD, app chat us what you would do. We want to know other people's problems. You got Rick and Patty.
We love to hear from you, and it's easier than ever to reach out. Just open up the Cord mobile app and send us an app chat message, or you can contact us the old-fashioned way at 509-547-KORD. Number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD.